Hey everybody, buddy. It's like an echo like crazy in here. I gotta get some noise canceling model kits on the wall. Gonna show you a quick bit of progress before I get to those model kits. Got there's no progress except the floor is done. I gave it a, what is it, Rust-Oleum? Yes, I used Rust-Oleum on the floor so it will never rust. It was actually floor, it was stuff made for the floor. This is the clear coat, but it was concrete garage. The gray was some kind of garage floor paint, and then this was a clear top coat that goes on it and it's got two coats of that, so it's nice and slick actually. It's rough. I finished this concrete myself, and I'm not a concrete guy. Well, I did, me and my buddy did. But it's actually, I think I can mop it now. It's got that nice two coats of clear and the paint. If something's rough, I mean, you get enough paint on it, it helps. So that is that, and this is the next step. Matter of fact, where that blue tape is, that's how far out the shelf is gonna be. I did some figuring. There is no way that this wall is gonna hold them all. But if I stack them too deep, which I hate to do, because you got the ones in the back that just basically get forgotten about. But if you stack them in too deep, that is 20 inches. So that gives me 2 model kits deep for normal model boxes. This will hold like 640. It will come down, I don't know, somewhere. I gotta give myself 3 feet. So wherever 20 inches comes out, I'm still gonna have to have a good 3 foot clearing here, because I don't want anything less than 3 feet to be able to move stuff in and out. But yeah, that should hold like, what I was calculating at least, about 600 to 640, which is really crazy and really insane, because they'll never all get built, because I collect way more than I ever build. I hope that changes. I'd love to build more than I collect, but anyway, that's what that is. Then I've come in here. I don't want to walk on this floor yet. It just painted yesterday. But I was trying to figure out, and Heather came up with a good idea. She's like, that can be your workbench, but you need to have another bench that comes a little bit farther out for like taking pictures and stuff like that, pictures for the website and things such as that. So I'll probably have to make a little L, probably on this wall. But anyway, I don't know, I have no idea. But I started laying tape out the other day. I'm like, wow, this is not going to be as much space as I thought. I know we all deal with that. It's not like this mega room. It's almost 15 inches, almost 15 feet deep, and about almost 12 foot wide, because there's 3 sheets of OSB, so about 11 foot, which is a weird measurement, but that's just what I came up with. But here, check it out. Look at that flooring. If you already saw it a while ago, I wasn't even thinking. That flooring was in my kitchen. We changed the flooring in the kitchen. This is it's like rubber almost. It's that waterproof flooring. And we had it stacked. I had it stacked in one of my sheds. We were going to put it in the shed where what we've been working out of. But I thought, well, this is smaller than our kitchen, so surely it'll all fit. I had no leftovers at all, because when you put this stuff down in a room, you have to cut you have at least one full one on almost each end that has to be cut. So you really lose a lot. And if you think, well, the size of the kitchen was bigger than this room, well, you got to consider you can't use all of those pieces, and some of them were damaged too. I had no whole pieces left over. I actually miscut one of the last ones, and I was like, oh no. I flipped it on the table saw. I was ripping it because this last piece is narrow. And anyway, I finally found an old junk piece that had one bad side that I could rip off. But it was a miracle that it happened. But I got the flooring down. I got my shelves up. They'll be, I think I mentioned it already, but the ones that I already currently have are in the shed where we use for packing, and it'll be double that, so I'll have a lot more hanging space. Got a shelf up here for like when I box up the tractors and the trucks and all the other bigger things that I'll have. Then I've got my, we use these little pull-out drawers to keep our stuff in, and it's aggravating. They're AliExpress, / Temu type bins, and we decided that it would be so much better to have open bins so you can just reach in there and grab it and not have to worry about a dumb little knocking them off and the drawers not closing right. So we got this. This box actually has 2 more rows of these bigger ones because there's some stuff that won't fit in there. I got another row over here, and I think you've already seen the shelves, I think. But then I got upper shelves all in. This will be the computer. Look at the junk. It's already started. Junk's everywhere. Computers will be here. Our printer will be up here. Computer and all tower will sit up here, and then we have shelves all around. And I custom made me one of these bubble wrap rollers because they're like 80 bucks. I'm thinking I can just make that. So instead of buying one of those bubble wrap metal ones that screws to the wall, I was like, shoot, I can build that. So I just took some plywood and PVC pipe, put caps on the end, and made my own. So that'll be really nice. What we have now is a plastic chain that hangs from the ceiling, and it runs through the thing, and you know it works, but I was like, I am not putting a yellow plastic chain in here. And those that thing sticking up there are actually these shelf brackets up under here, and I'm going to use those on top to be the box dividers because all the boxes will be there. But anyway, yeah, the floor turned out nice. I was really happy about that. Okay, done. It's almost, I got me a new chair because this bench, you guys don't have to know all these details, but I already started, so I'll say it. This bench is higher than where our computer is in the shed right now. But this bench is the same height. They like this working height right here. So I didn't want to have a bench that's dropped down, you know, like 3 or 4 inches. So I built it the same. I just bought a taller chair. Got a chair that goes up higher, so that fixed that. All right, so I will go in there and let's check out these model kits. All right, let's get started. And you all just went, I'm turning it off. An airplane. This is model car videos, not airplane videos. My good friend Gavin Swan lives up in Illinois. You guys, I don't know if you remember, he and his brother started a YouTube channel, and I mentioned them, and great guy, great two fellows, just great guys. Actually, he is on YouTube, the Scale Model Apprentice, so you can go check that out. Check out Gavin's channel. But Gavin sent me this letter, and he said that it was it's kind of a joke, but not really. I appreciate it. But I'll read part of it. He says he just celebrated 2 years on YouTube and wanted to play a trick on the guy who started it all. Well, I didn't start your channel, Gavin. You did, but I'm glad we know each other now. But he says 2 years ago that he sent me a 1/16 scale. It was a Model A body I was needing, and he says in parentheses, yes, I'm still waiting for you to get to it. I'm still waiting for me to get to it too, Gavin. I appreciate it, but I know right where it's at, and my goal was to get a bigger room so I could have larger display cases, and that's even going to be a problem. The display cases are going to take up a lot of room, but we'll get to it. I promise. I got all these 1/16 kits I want to build. He said, I had this kit in my stash and wondered what to do with it. He said, well, now it's your problem. But anyway, Gavin, I appreciate you, man. And this is cool. And I want to build an airplane or two and a helicopter. So this would definitely be one that would be on the list. And A/B-26C Invader. This is one of the planes that I wouldn't have been very familiar with. And I love aviation. I love World War II airplanes. There's quite a few of them, though, that I just never really saw very much of. You know, you got the B-26, which is not quite this small, but, you know, I knew what that was. But then you got this AB-26C. So I don't think this is the same plane, but anyway, it's cool. So thank you, Gavin. I appreciate that. And I'll have a new shelf to put it on just really, really soon. So that was from Gavin. And then my friend Terry, if you look at my YouTube comments, it's Terry from South Carolina. Terry's a great guy. There's Heather. She just opened the door and says, oops, hi. So, hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh.
Okay, back. She wanted to know what to do with this little bitty antique fan we had. I said, keep it. She wasn't going to throw it away. She just wanted to know if I wanted it for out here in my shop. It's cool. But anyway, Terry from South Carolina, he comments on nearly all of my videos. Terry's a great guy. And he gave me this book at Simpsonville. And the Color Treasury of Automobiles and Model Cars. Isn't that cool? I didn't even see what year this thing was. I bet it's no earlier than the 70s. Let's see. Yeah, look at there. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's right. I think I did look at this because it says like London 1972. And when you look at this book, it has a lot of the old kits like that I just dig. Like here's Aurora. But then it's got kits in here that I have never heard of. And I was assuming that when I was looking at the book and I assumed that it was foreign. I mean, I don't mean disrespectful if you guys don't live in America, but you know what I mean. Not American. What was this thing? $1.39. It says large chauffeur-driven limousines invoke memories of the Prohibition era. This model from a 1930 catalog of Montgomery Ward and Company had a clockwork motor which moved the valves, fan, and crankshaft. Holy cow, that is so cool. But anyway, we're getting to some color photos here. And yeah, this stuff's just so neat. And you can tell these are small scale stuff too. I'll see if I can find something that's familiar really quick. They actually had they got an AMT, but some very odd brands. And let me see if one just catches my eye so I don't have to read the whole darn book. Okay. Let's see what this one is. This is one of those old curb dash olds. Those things are so cool to me. It says Detroit Undersong Power model made by. Okay, no, that's 1/43rd scale. That was who it was made by. And then here is where's 26? This one. This was a French form of. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Made from 1894 to 1954, but then it says Ramy model, scale 1/43rd, Ramy model. So that's like, I've never heard of Ramy model. And so on and so forth. It's just got some neat stuff. Like it has I think this is a Porsche. Is it? Maybe not. That's not a Porsche. But it sure looks like they do have a Porsche or two in here. But yeah, super cool. And I was some of them that I thought were the old Highway Pioneers, which I don't know, maybe they reboxed them under something else. Okay, yeah. So you see that one? That is no, that's 42. Yeah, 42. And see, it says Airfix model. So Airfix would have, is it Airfix? I've got some of those. Where the heck are they? I've moved them. Well, anyway, the 143rd stuff. Did Airfix do it? Anyway, I think that was probably your Highway Pioneer stuff right there. And oh, look at that thing. Almost reminds me of the old Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, but different. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that. Holy cow. What was this one? This is a number 61. And it is, no, it's 120. Oh, you can't read. Yeah, you can. It's that first line of that continuing paragraph. That's 1/20th scale. Model made by Manuel Olive Sans. I don't know. I just butchered that. But anyway, cool book. Thank you, Terry. And thank you for being thoughtful. I really appreciate it. All right, another cool thing showed up in the mail. I was not expecting this, but I got it, and it's cool as can be. So Mark Oko, all of a sudden a package showed up, and he sent me these two. He says, Mark says, I'm pretty sure all the pieces are in the 32 Ford. I found it at a roadside flea market in Huntsville, Alabama, when we were passing through coming home. So yeah, how cool is that? Which aren't both of these? This is 29. Because this one he's talking about. This is the Matchbox version of AMT. That's when Lesney, I think it was a British company, owned them. Like 1979 to like 81, or maybe 78 to 81 or something like that. But they owned AMT for a little while, and this is the Reggie Jackson collection or collector series. And Reggie Jackson used to have a whole bunch of old cars. I know he did have a big warehouse full of cars down in Florida somewhere. I thought it was Jacksonville someplace, but it burned one time. And anyway, I looked through it. Looks like everything's here. So that's really cool. And this would not have a date on it, but this is going to be, like I say, late 70s, early 80s. And then he also sent me one of these. This has, two complete model kits in it. You can build it with that old custom with those funky looking springs. You can build it stock. You can build it kind of Hemi hot rod, which the other one had the Hemi in it too. But that's a neat kit. So thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it. And then moving on to the, I believe, I got, Now I got a few eBay things, but here's another one I got from the show that was gifted to me. My friend Mark Casto, aka Weasel, he gave me this kit, which is a reboxed, I get my brands mixed up, a reboxed, is it Pyro? Yeah, it's a Pyro. So Lindbergh reboxed Pyro kits. And then this is not old, but because you get Ford licensing and all that stuff. So they were still popping these things out. And these were made way back in the early 60s, I believe, originally. And they kept popping them out. And I built the Lindbergh 1915 Model T, which is a Pyro. So I got to experience building a Pyro that was reboxed by Lindbergh. But anyway, thank you again for that one, Mark. I appreciate you, man. Okay, now I have 2 eBay buys and then 4 I got from the show. I've been really putting the governor on the buying a bunch of model kits at the shows because I just did not have anywhere to put them. Once I get this wall of shelves built and all, I'll kind of see what I can do. But I bought these 2 off eBay, and I got another one of these. I can't get enough of these Auroras. This is the 1911 Buick. Odd, and I didn't notice it until I bought this one. This is the Model 14 Roadster. And if you look at the old ones up here, they just say Buick Bug. It's the same car, but they say Buick Bug, and this is the this box, because these were boxed in the 70s. And so when they boxed these in the 70s, they obviously changed the name of it. I don't know why. Boxes aren't nearly as cool to me, but they're still really neat. Same model kit. So 1911 Buick Bug, but it doesn't say that. And I don't know why they decided to change that. But anyway, I got another one of those. I think the Aurora stuff, and they don't make it anymore. I mean, they may, round 2 may keep repopping the AMT, MPC, and all the other brands that they acquired. But Aurora, I don't think you're going to see much of that anymore as far as the cars. And then I got this, and the box looks kind of bad. This is MPC Stutz Raceabout sports car. I'd never seen this box before, and that's really what drew me to it. And I wish the box was in better shape. But it's the Bearcat 1914 Raceabout sports car. Does it have a date? Yeah, 1979. Fundimensions, division of CPG Products Corporation, Mount Clements, Michigan. So I thought that was neat. I love, again, my favorite era of cars. The shipper did a good job of putting some padding in there. But yeah, eBay. All right, moving on to the kits I got at the show that I bought. First off, this box is in bad shape. I know why it's in bad shape, But I got me a ZZ Top Eliminator, which I bought one of those in Maine. When me and the family went up to Maine, we got to go over to New Hampshire, visit Jason Hanscom. But there was a outdoor flea market in Maine, which there's tons of model kits in Maine for some reason. Well, I guess it's because there's just a lot of stores, thrift shops and stuff like that. But this one, Mr. Jimmy Paget, I bought it from him, and the model kit's fine. But he said he bought these kits from someone. Remember Hurricane Hugo, South Carolina? Well, I forget what date that was, but Hurricane Hugo hit South Carolina or Charleston and the surrounding areas and really devastated that place. But this box looks like this because it got wet because of Hurricane Hugo. He bought quite a few kits from a person where they had gotten wet. The one that I bought from Maine had already been chopped up a little bit. Somebody had done some work to it or was going to do some work, and I think it was missing something. But this one appears to be completely intact. And this is the oddest thing. The oddest. Is that a word? Oddest? It's got two things of decals. Okay, here's your originals. They've obviously been wet. They tried to move on the paper, but then there was decals. There's another set of decals in it that look really good. So I don't know how they got in there, but anyway. As far as Mr. Paget knew, it was a complete kit. And it looks like it is. Doesn't look like it's been touched. Everything seems to be on the trees. So that is cool. I built this one as a kid. Got a picture of it on the shelf. It didn't have the decals. It was just painted red, but I remember building it. So I got one of those. Very cool. I gave $12 for that, by the way. All right, and here are the last ones that I bought. Let's see, which one should I start with? I guess I'll start with it. I'll just put them all up here and we'll just go through them. These are the other three that I bought. Oh boy, they're not going to fit in frame. Okay, so this one, I already have. Is this the same one? Porsche 911 Turbo. I have 3 of these. This is number 4. I built one, so that would have been 5. They are nice, man. They're Fujimi kits. They're really nice. Matter of fact, let me grab it real fast. I haven't looked at it in a while. Oh gosh. The paint did something weird to us. I never really took it to any shows or anything like that, but I built one. This is that exact kit here. But let me tell you, have your big boy pants on, because trying to shove all that turbocharged piping and all that stuff in there, holy cow. Let me tell you, it was a pain in the butt. But anyway, I can do better now, I can promise you. But something with the paint right there. See how the metallic, this got clear on it, but the metallic and the paint did something weird. It kind of separated. And it did that before the clear coat. I was like, I am not stripping this thing down. We're putting it together. But that's this kit here. Well, let me just tear it all to pieces. Okay, put it to the side here. So that's this one. I bought all 3 of these from the same guy. And one of them does have some paint in it. As a matter of fact, it had more than just some paint. So this one looks to be completely untouched. It looks like it's all still in bags. And then this one here is 1973 Carrera. I did not have this one. As a matter of fact, the 2 next ones, this one and the next one, I didn't have. I did not pay $50 for it. It wasn't even a sticker that he had on it when he was selling it. He didn't have any prices on his stuff. So 911 Carrera 73. You can look at it and tell it's an older car body, right? You know, it's VWs and Porsche are kind of the same. I know it's probably bugging people that say Porsche, but it's just what I call it. VW Beetle kept its original styling through its evolution, but it changed a lot if you know Volkswagens. Window sizes, fender shapes and things like that. But to just, for any old Joe, they look at a Volkswagen, it's like, that's a Volkswagen. And I don't know what year it is, it's just a Volkswagen. And I feel like Porsche is that way too. They did keep the styling that they had for the most part. They evolved obviously, but if you look at, this would be like a 1980 85 or something model, probably. What is this, an 87 edition? This is a 1986 edition. So I'm assuming this is probably a 85, 86 model 911. See the looks? They're not that different. This 911 has way bigger fender flares and things like that because of the tire sizes, and horsepower would have been different, but this one's pretty cool, man. And this is the one that's got the, when we looked at it, I opened it, I was like, oh, it's already got paint on the body. But that was all that it had, was just paint on the body. But then there was something else in there. I was like, holy cow, that's pretty cool. And I don't want to build it up too much because it's not, you know, not all that. But let's see. No, this ain't it. Maybe it was that first one. Okay, anyway. Anyway, this one is complete. I was thinking this was the one that was, maybe it was that. Maybe it's the one with the plastic under here that just looks like it's sealed up. But one of them's got something in it. But anyway, this is cool. Very cool. I love the box art on the testers. They just, so many angles and things. Very cool. And it is not going to be this one. So let me go back to this turbo. This is the one that actually has the body painted. I did not realize that. Yeah. But it looked like everything else was. Now where? Oh, they're under there. Okay. I'll show you what I'm talking about. When I opened it up, I was like, body's been painted. But then I looked at it, I'm like, well, it's just the body that's been painted. Everything else is still there. And then I saw this. I'm like, what in the world? Check this out. And this is old too, man. These are actual pictures. So the fellow who had this was going for something, right? He was going to try and replicate, obviously by the red paint on the body, he was trying to replicate this car. He got a bunch of, well, not replicate, but had tons of reference pictures, which is really cool that he had these reference pictures. Because I've never sat in a 911 turbo or anything like that, so I wouldn't have a clue what it was, you know, things are supposed to look like other than looking at the box art. And, you know, you can Google pictures and stuff like that. But I saw that, I'm like, well, holy cow, that is cool. That's worth buying the model kit right there just to be able to have these reference photographs. And to look at that lady's hair, this was definitely back in the 80s. Did you hear that bang? That was a paint can expanding in here because it's kind of hot. Anyway, look at that. She looks like she's stuck in the 80s. She literally is in this picture. Stuck directly in the 80s. There's no like date on here. I've even got the negatives in there, man. We're stepping back in time. This is cool. This is cool stuff. Don't you wish every model kit you got an old set of photographs to go with it? That would be cool. All right, I'll set this off. And there was a, okay, so he did actually have some parts. I don't know if it's all here or not. If it ain't, it don't matter because I got 3 more. But this would be a good one for parts if nothing else. But it was kind of like a, bought all 3 of them, got a pretty good deal type of transaction. So I went ahead and did that. All right, so the last one's turned upside down here. So a 1976 Porsche 930 Turbo. I don't have this one, just like I don't have the 1976. I mean the, hold on, what year was that thing? 73. I didn't have the 73. I thought that this was the same as the 911 until I got home, actually. I thought there were 2 911s. I got home, I'm like, oh man, this is a 930 Turbo, a 1976 model. So, and this one is sealed up. But yeah, this, so it has, like, doesn't have the intercooler and all that stuff like the 911 does. But just, these are nice models, man. These are the Fujimi, and these are the Fujimi, I think what you would call, what was it, the kit called? It's I'm looking up here. It's like my glasses don't look that far, but yet when I take them off, I can't see. Enthusiast, that's what it is. I think these are the Enthusiast kits. They have tons of parts, which is good if you love details, bad if you like to build stuff quick. Because these right here got some serious parts going on to them. But that's it. That's it for the I'm looking around just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't see anything else. That's what I got. And sorry it took so long to get to it. I mean, literally, that was shoot, almost 3 weeks ago that I went to that show, or it might be longer than that. But anyway, it's been a while, but I have feverishly been working on that model room. And the only thing I really have to do now to get our stuff moved into the shipping room is to get internet ran out there. So I bought a 300-foot underground direct burial Cat 5 or 6 or whatever it is, you know, one plugs into your computer. So I got to rent a little small like irrigation trencher, because I am not digging a trench 200 feet or whatever it is. I am not doing it. I'm like, I'll spend $100, $75 to rent that thing. It's just worth it for the time savings. But I gotta get the internet ran out there. Hopefully I can get to that this week, and the air conditioning mounted, which I plan on getting this week too. And then we can get going out here, which will give us a lot more space. And just that's the biggest thing. It's always a space issue. We have ran out of space in our shed. When you walk in there, I've never shown you guys that. I have mixed feelings about like sometimes showing that part of it, because some people may have the assumption, at least, that we're working out of like a warehouse or something, and so it's just basically, it's one of those pre-built sheds. It's like, what, 18, 20 feet long by, I don't know, 10 foot wide, or maybe a little wider, air conditioned and all that stuff. But it's a shed. So I've just been reluctant to really show that. It's really neat, as far like, I'm saying like orderly neat, because Ellie and Heather are like neat freaks. And I'm not, by the way, at all. Not a neat freak. But they are, and when, you know, if they're going to have a workspace, they want it nice and neat, and that's good, because it would probably be a disaster area if I were doing all the work in there. So it looks good, but it's still a shed. And now this is more like official, like I built it for a specific reason. So you'll be seeing more of that now. And just call me weird if you want to, but I'm a little reluctant sometimes. There's a lot of eyes that are on this channel, and sometimes people are sometimes just different, and I don't know. I just kind of keep that on the download. And whenever I get all the printers set up in here, I'll show you that too. But right now, it's not the most. It could be better, I guess would be a phrase that I could use. It could be better. I'm working out of my shop. I'm having to had to move a lot of things to get my printer set up to my direct left, to your left, looking at this video out there. But it's just not ideal. To me, it doesn't look as professional as it needs to be. Although it's the end product is what really counts. When I get everything put in here, it will be something that I won't be reluctant to show. So that's coming soon, very soon. Got to. Either that, I'm gonna die. One of the two. I'm going to either die building this stuff, or we're gonna get it done. So one of the two are going to happen. I'm gonna get it finished, or I'm gonna die, because it's about to kill me. Have worked a lot on this stuff, and it doesn't get done if I don't work on it. So that's the driving factor to say, you better get out there and work on it. Guess what? It's not gonna get done. Nobody's gonna show up and do it for you. I have had some help, but it ain't gonna get done unless you do it, Matthew. Get out there and do it. I'll sit down to eat lunch, like 15 minutes. It's like, okay, you just inhaled that sandwich. It's time to get up. I'm a tough boss, man. It's time to get up and go, buddy. So it's getting done quick. Thank you to all you guys. I really appreciate you. I really do. It's just not lip service. I do. I appreciate every one of you. All your comments, thumbs ups, subscriptions to the channel. All that stuff is just very meaningful to me. And everybody that's going over the MPC products. I just changed the name of my company. MCV products. And bought over there. Thank you so much. Just got, pause for a second. I'm going to show you. All right. just finished 2 new engines. I haven't really been able to put out anything new because I've been super busy. Ford small block. This has, let's see if I can get in there where you can see it. Possibly, maybe. This has got a single carb, more like a tunnel ram type intake. It's got, you can do either the fuel injection or carburetor. It's got the fuel rails here. It's got the fuel injection throttle body or carburetor. It's got a Demon. It's got the crab style distributor. There's the distributor base. That's because under the intake it protrudes a little bit out forward, so you have to have, I don't know if you have to have, but it's got 2 different distributors, right? It's got the other distributors right here. I need a pointer rather than my finger. So it's got the regular distributor here with the little pre-drilled holes, and then it's got the crab style distributor. But it's got a trick flow, it says it right there, trick flow intake manifold, and it also has trick flow heads, it says it right here. Comes with 2 different types. It's got just the velocity stack or the velocity stack that looks like a breather, which you can see through that thing. It's like a honeycomb. Also has 2 different style oil pans. So you got the stock one and it's got the high performance. But you know, a lot of times we have problems with maybe an oil pan fitting right or something like that. So I just offered it with 2 different oil pans, the stock one and the bigger one, larger volume. Also, it has a C4 transmission. My other small blocks had a T10 manual. This has got a C4, which is cool. Also, it has long tubes, and it also has block hugger, shorter tube, but block hugging exhaust headers, so you could fit them in a tighter spot. They literally like hug right on the side of the block. These are. If you look at the 2 angles, you see these, oh gosh, it's trying to pick up. These sweep out farther, and if you were to, the angle of this one is actually tilted in more, but these are more like they'll go straight down. So anyway, got those, got that one. So that's the single carburetor. And then I have this one as well. This is 2, this one only comes with the fuel injection. You can put carburetors on if you want. It's the same engine, has different valve covers. The one with the trick flow has just like aluminum valve covers. This one has the Ford racing valve covers. It also has that shotgun style air intake. This one has 2 different style oil pans. This one's got the stock one and like a big old square sump style. Does not have the trick flow heads, has more of a stock appearing head. It's got the little butterfly openings, the things you would put in here. It also has right down in the middle there, has a little throttle control that goes in the side of that. And yeah, this one also has the C4 and your fuel injection rails, and both distributors and all that stuff, same headers. So anyway, I'll have those on very soon, as well as some other stuff. What was the other thing that I had? I don't remember, but anyway, other than that, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully soon I'll be in that room, but we'll have something. All right, guys, take care. See you soon. mcvproducts.net, always linked in the description below. Take care. See you later. Bye.